guys, it's Daniel here from Orbit Plumbing. We service Mornington Peninsula and Frankston and southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. I'm just here wanting to show you guys how to remove some silicone off the floor. Sometimes it's pretty hard. People don't really know how to get rid of it. They don't know whether to use a chisel, or sometimes people try and use all sorts of things. Anyway, this is the right way to do it, and I'll try to show you now. A little bit tricky with the camera. Okay, so here we have just where an old toilet was, and as you can see here, it's just a Stanley knife blade. And obviously you want to be very careful with these. This is actually brand new, it's just been sitting in my van for quite a while. So if you just watch this, okay, you'll be able to see how it actually removes all of it, all in one go. It's very easy to get rid of the silicone off the floor. You just have to know which tool to use. As you see, it's a little bit tricky for me because I'm only using one hand, and then give it a bit of a sweep, get rid of it. Now this is for not just toilets, but if you're going to remove silicone off just about anything, I'm just showing you a little trick. So you can use this for showers, removing the silicone around the showers, although you might want to use the Stanley blade in an actual Stanley knife to get into the corners. And just give it a bit of a sweep. And that's it. It's good as new. So that's how you remove the silicone off the floor, for example, or if you're going to use it for old cabinetry, or in your kitchen, if you're going to re-caulk your kitchen, pretty much re-caulking anywhere. So you want to remove silicone, just a Stanley knife blade on the surface usually works fantastically. So here someone has tried to use a lot of silicone on a tiled wall to hold a toilet pan back. It's not the right way to do it at all. I don't know why people would do this, but I'll try to show you anyway how to get rid of this the easiest way. You would use a chisel. I'm just going to try to set the camera up in a better position. So I'm just going to use the chisel on the silicone here on the wall. And just work at chipping it away. Virtually doing the same thing as the Stanley blade, except this is a much thicker scale of silicone. Still just As you can see, this silicone is about 5 or 10 mil thick in some places. It's very very difficult to remove. So once I've removed all the thickest areas, then I'll start with my Stanley blade again. Trusty Stanley blade. Just choose it all away. There you go. Almost as good as new. A bit of a clean. There's the silicone removed successfully. I just wanted to show everyone that normal silicone looks brand new. So that's how you do it. That's how you remove silicone. I'm just going to show you guys how to remove your silicone from the shower and replace it with some new silicone. In this shower here we've got some old mouldy silicone and we've tried to clean it up, but it won't clean very well. So another solution is to just replace it. So all you need really is a Stanley knife, a simple tool, and what you do is just starting from the top, cut down on one side. And then start again from the other side. Okay, you then just remove that section and then what you do from there on, like I showed you previously, you just use a Stanley blade. This one, I just pull the blade straight out. It's a lot easier to get a nice flat surface finish, and then just use the blade down the wall, and you'll notice that all of the old silicone will be removed on the flat surface. Obviously being careful that you don't cut your fingers. Alright, and then what you probably want to do is just give it a quick scrub, just with a bit of detergent or some spray and wipe. Give it a bit of a scrub and clean up, and then let it dry, or dry it right down with a towel before you reapply your new silicone. And that's all you do. It's as simple as that. And I'll show you in a sec how to reapply the new silicone.
Starting from the top corner, you want to try to get a smooth bead of silicone. Make sure that the bead is touching both tiles in the corner, so both sides of the wall, and you want to do this so that later on when you use some soapy water, for example, to get a smooth surface, that the soapy water won't actually hit anywhere except for the silicone and the outer area that you don't want the silicone to touch, as silicone obviously does not stick to a water or any kind of moisture. It's slightly difficult here to do this silicone with one hand while holding the camera, although as you can see it's a pretty basic process. You just gotta try to get a smooth bead here, go all the way around the bathtub, if you do get a little bit of bumps in the bead or you go off track just gently, not to worry, it's easily fixed up just by manipulating the silicone with your finger, or even after you've used some soapy water to get a smooth surface, you can move the silicone around gently. Obviously you want to try to avoid to get any silicone you want to try to avoid to get any water or moisture underneath the silicone, because it just won't stick whatsoever. So as you can see here, there's a very tight edge. It's difficult to get into. You can get certain silicone nozzles that will actually help you get into crevices like this, although in this situation I'll just silicone through, and as you can see it's not actually touching both sides, the bathtub and the tiles, all the way through, so I'll just run my finger across and clean that up in a second. Just one thing to keep in mind, you want to make sure before you start that everything is completely dry. As I said before, silicone will not stick to anything that has any kind of moisture, so it's very important. So we've just got a normal spray and wipe bottle now, going over the corners in the shower, just spraying it all down. As you can see here, we've done all of the corners all at once, and now we're just going to go and make the bead that we've put through nice and smooth. Just a firm finger in the corner, pull it all the way down and through, and you should have maybe a little bit of excess silicone that comes off along with it. As you can see, there's little chunks, and they generally won't stick. If the floor's got a little bit of moisture on it as well, it won't stick to the floor. While it's wet still like this, you can run your finger up and down a few times just to manipulate it a bit further, make it smooth. If there's any uneven surfaces, you can use your fingers to just smooth it up again, as you can see, there's chunks that will fall off if there's excess silicone, although it does produce quite a neat line. In the corners, just try to make them work together. You'll have to start from the middle, work out, and just use your finger there to manipulate the silicone into a neat bead. If there's any rough patches, just go over them again with your finger. Make sure that it's nice and smooth. And really that's about it, guys. There's not really that much more to using silicone and caulking your crevices. So thanks for watching and good luck.